Hello, this is Jane Talbot and it is day 2 of my dream diary. Last night, early this morning, I woke up about 6 o'clock and realised I couldn't remember any of my dreams. So, do you know what I did? I asked the part of me that creates my dreams to go ahead and make me a dream. And I went back to sleep, and that's exactly what it did. And this time I was very aware that I was dreaming. So it was a lucid dream and I was watching myself in the dream. So let's get straight into the analysis. Again, I'm going to structure my dream diary around this diagram, and I'm going to look at the key elements of the dream. So in today's dream, I was back at school. I was wearing a school uniform, but as I looked at the uniform, I was aware that I didn't have a shirt and a tie on, and I was wearing a lilac t-shirt instead. And me in the dream pointed out to me, the observer, that it was very important to look down at my feet. And me in the dream was wearing a pair of grey trainers. And as I looked at the trainers, my attention was brought to the fact that they didn't look very good at all. I suddenly realised that I was 48 and I wasn't of school age, and that I was back at school again, and that I was only in the first year, and I didn't actually need to go through all the years. I could go straight to sixth form, and instead of doing the regular 3 or 4 A levels, well, because I'd gone through the process before, I might as well do something I enjoy. I might as well specialise and only do one subject. Then there was a scene change, and I was walking around a lake, and as I looked down, next to the lake were lots of dead fish. And then people were saying, "Can't you smell the awful smell? Can't you smell the rotting smell?" And I couldn't smell the fish at all. And that was the end of the dream. So the next stage would be for each of those elements to ask myself, what does that mean to me at a higher level of abstraction? What are the instant associations I'm making? And I would note those things then under the conscious mind. But something quite interesting has happened when I went through that analysis, and that is I got an instantaneous knowing about what this was all about and to which context this dream relates. And it relates for me to my work, to my business. So looking at all of the key elements, I'm going to do a simultaneous conscious mind note and context analysis. Looking at the key elements of my dream, school, and the fact that I'm 48 and I have that sudden realisation. School means learning, and I am learning things afresh. It's almost like I'm starting again with some of the older kinds of traditional training I used to do, but I'm breathing new, innovative life into those training products and really enjoying it and really enjoying the research I'm doing to breathe life into those products. So I think that's what that is about. The uniform for me means conformity, and the fact that I don't wear the complete uniform means that I am okay right now in this stage of my life being exactly who I am. But I'm able to fit in enough. So I'm wearing some of the uniform, but not all of the uniform. And the kind of alarm bell thing for me was the grey trainers, which was a direct translation right across into the fact that, you know what, in some types of training, there can be grey trainers, and that the training delivery can be rather grey. And the alarm bell is there is no need to be grey. There's no need to be a grey trainer. You can be as colourful as you want and make your training suit you as a trainer and suit the people you're delivering to. That's the way to breathe life into the dullest of subjects. The realising that I'm 48, I think that's the intellectual acknowledgement that, yep, I am learning and I am relearning. But seeing myself as a school child means that I am still in touch with the joy of learning. I'm still in touch with how exciting it can be to learn things for the first time, even though I am revisiting old material. Walking, oh yeah, so and then the whole idea about I can go straight to sixth form is there's no need to make life difficult for myself. I can make life easy for myself, and one way I can do that is to begin to specialise. And there's something happening in my working life right now where I'm beginning to see a route. I'm beginning to see my business take a new shape, which might help me to specialise in a different way. Walking around the lake. Lake for me means water, and water can be life-giving. It nourishes life. And for me, my work nourishes me. It keeps me alive. It gives me a feeling of being alive, being able to share a space with a group of people and share a learning and development experience, or sharing a one-to-one coaching experience is life-affirming and deeply nourishing. But water can also poison, and these fish at the side of the lake are telling me there are dangers to that, and that is I can tend to go full tilt at work when it's really nourishing at me. There are other aspects of my life that I don't nourish, and it's really for me to pay attention to gaining some kind of equilibrium and some kind of balance. So there is a strong link. Oh, and the final thing, smell. That's really interesting, because if you've been watching any of my other adventures, especially my chocolate tasting, coffee tasting, wine tasting and whiskey tasting adventure, you'll remember that I wasn't really using my sense of smell before, and actually my sense of smell is really exquisite. And I think this part of the dream is really about turning up my senses and sniffing out a route of action, a trail. Now, there's lots of information available to me that I'm maybe not paying attention to that will help guide my business in the right direction in a way that supports me, my family, and nourishes me as a person. So I feel quite excited about this. What is the overall message? So did the whole foveal peripheral vision integration thing, and the overall message that came for me, and this may be not meaningful to you but it is to me, is follow the trail or the way home. So I feel that I'm in touch with a trail now. It feels energizing to do what I'm doing. It feels nourishing to be researching, to be learning again, and to be innovating. And there's a trail here that can nourish me and keep me going and allow me to specialise and have time with my family. So follow the trail, Jane, all the way home. That's it. Bye.